Well, first off, I wanted to say thank you to Joe as well, because when we wanted to start our brewery, he was the first person to give us help, pretty much exposed his whole brewery business plan to us to make us get our launch. So thank you, Joe. All right, ready? So first off, how life taught me to be a business person and eventually led to beer. This is a little bit different than most of these beer speeches because I'm roping some business in as well, but it's going to go through my journey as an individual, the life, and then the beer as well. So you all remember first grade. Girls were a little weird, you know. You had a lot of fun in school and you had a lot of really dumb ideas. My first dumb idea was buying crayons and getting them from my other first grade friends, but I was offering them pre-screening tickets to The Lion King. I did not work for Disney. I could not have access to pre-screening for The Lion King, but this was a pretty good trade because my cheap, crappy Rose Art crayon box of 8 was now like 900 crayons. But it was not a very good business move because just like this guy, fraud is not a good idea. My punishment was a little less. I just went to the principal's office and everything was all good after that, but taught me a good business lesson. So that was first grade. Let's fast forward to fourth grade now. I grew up across, around the world. My mom was a traveler, took me all over the place. She was working in Costa Rica at the time. And in 1998, when her computer broke, I guess they didn't have a place to fix computers in Costa Rica, she had to go back to America, and she left me in Costa Rica. So this was my first figure it out moment. I was 10 years old. She was going back to the US for a week and said, good luck. So when she was walking away, I was standing on the patio and I was like, Mom, I guess this is my introduction to manhood. So another great thanks to Mom, this was my first craft beer. Old Chub. Yeah, great beer. She called it Happy Beer. It's 8.5% ABV and she would allow me one as a 13-year-old. So thanks to her for that. So this one is another fun point in life. This is the highest I ever was, and it was on my 21st birthday, but no drugs involved. I was on a mission to climb a 21,000-foot mountain on my 21st birthday. So I searched far and wide. This is in southern Peru. All the guide companies were like, yeah, this is $1,000, or no, that's too dangerous. You can't do that. All these no's left and right, and I said, no, I want to climb a mountain. So I found Christian. He didn't speak any English. I had mediocre Spanish, but we climbed a 21,000-foot mountain and almost died, but it was a lot of fun. And it was this lesson of if somebody's going to tell you no, you can find a way to do it, which kind of led to starting out this brewery concept for Mobcraft. We wanted to brew different beers voted upon by the crowd and then put them in the mail directly to consumers, but that's highly illegal. You can't put beer in the mail and send it to somebody as a brewery. That was a no from the government this time, but we found a way around it, working with online liquor stores, and made it all work. So that pulls me to this next kind of business point, this minimum viable product. And if anybody wants to start a business, this is the only thing you need to remember. Make sure you have customers with a pretty fairly simple way without spending a lot of money to see if they'll actually buy your product. So I love this drawing. You want to go somewhere, you need a car. You don't really want to start with the wheel. You can still get somewhere with a skateboard. A bicycle, you can get there faster. A motorcycle is a bicycle with a motor. And if you end up with a car, well, then you can take cool stuff too. Our MVP was using Google Drive, Forms, using iWeb, and it was a really ugly website, and homebrewing a bunch of batches of beer to see if people liked our concept. So that leads us to where we ended up today, and some of you guys heard Andrew speaking before. My other business partner is Giotto on the left, and we started out this brewery called Mobcraft. We're brewing over at the House of Brews, kind of an extension of that MVP. He's letting us use his brew house. We have some of our fermentation tanks, and we brew a lot of crazy beer, and that's Riot Police and that's tear gas. We've never had Riot Police in the brewery, but we were pretty close to tear gassing it, because one time we made a ghost pepper beer. And if any of you have ever met Paige at House of Brews, he's the funnest guy ever. But we tear gassed the whole brewery. We decided that, yes, we need to take these ghost peppers, chop them up real fine, put them in boiling water so they're sanitized. I don't know what bacteria grows on ghost peppers, but that capsaicin hit the brewery, tear gassed the whole place. Everybody's like crying. Paige is like, fuck you, Mobcraft guys, do your stupid shit at home. And it sends us back. So we didn't listen. This is durian fruit, the world's stinkiest fruit. Smells like rotting meat. This wasn't a capsaicin tear gas bomb, but it was like an egg bomb. It just smelled like farts. It was horrible. So he yelled at that too, but we get along great. So I guess there's no moral to this story, but we have so much great beer here in Madison. it's just wonderful to see all these brewers out here, to see the great community in Wisconsin all together. So I'm glad that we're enjoying this great beer. I'll leave you with one last quote. This is me looking down into the deepest canyon in the world. It's like 3,600 feet. I didn't die, obviously, but I would say, what would you do if you weren't afraid? Then do it. Thanks.